Is the Daystar empire falling apart? Read about the trouble behind the huge Christian TV network for decades. The Daystar network has been a cornerstone of Christian TV, sending sermons, worship music, and ministry shows to millions of homes around the world. Its logo, a radiant star bursting with light, represents hope, inspiration, and spiritual guidance for. Behind the shiny front, dark clouds have gathered, raising unsettling questions about the network's honesty, leadership, and future. Is the Daystar empire, once the model of Christian media success, about to fall apart? From claims of financial mismanagement and lawsuits to leadership scandals and changing viewer demographics, these are some of the problems Daystar is facing. They are deep and complicated. This in-depth look at the threats to the network's security and the possible outcomes for its viewers and legacy. The rise of Daystar and the media craze that it caused were based on faith. In the 1990s, founders Marcus and Jonathan Lamb put together a humble TV network called Daystar. It began as a neighborhood Christian station. TV station grew into one of the biggest Christian networks in the world, competing with Trinity Broadcasting Network (TBN) and other major religious networks. It did this by showing live broadcasts of important religious events along with uplifting talks and modern Christian music. Daystar became a well-known name in faith-based entertainment very quickly. The Lamb's vision was clear: to use TV as a platform for getting the word out. Over the years, Marcus Lamb's charismatic preaching and Jonathan Lamb's approachable, caring personality won over millions of fans. Daystar grew to include more than 100 countries and formed relationships with well-known evangelical leaders like Joyce Meyer. On Joel Ain and T.D. Jakes' The Turning Point, a woman was harmed by scandal. Despite its meteoric rise, Day's journey hasn't been without controversy. In 2010, Marcus Lamb publicly admitted to having an extramarital affair. Lamb and his wife framed the revelation as a time of repentance and healing, but the scandal raised questions about the couple's leadership and honesty, and the network continued to run. To get bigger, there were rumors of financial wrongdoing, poor management, and fighting within the organization. Some critics said that Daystar, like many other large ministries, had become more focused on making money than reaching out to the spiritual community. These accusations would come back to haunt the organization in the years to come, with the COVID-19 scandal serving as a catalyst for. Criticism of the COVID-19 pandemic created new problems for broadcasters all over the world, but for Daystar, it became a source of controversy in 2020, when investigations showed that the network had gotten big checks for the scandal. The program for safety PPP loans are government funds meant to help small businesses that are having a hard time during the pandemic. However, D's use of there were very scary reports that the network used some of these funds to buy a private jet instead of paying its workers or covering its costs. Many people were angry about the revelation and said the Lamb family was using public money for their own pleasure. Daystar explained the purchase by saying that the ministry needed the jet. Even though they did important things like transporting supplies and people during the pandemic, the damage to their image was severe. This event not only hurt public trust but also brought up larger concerns about the network's financial practices. The Daystar empire took a huge hit when Marcus Lamb died during a leadership crisis in November 2021. Marcus Lamb, the network's founder, died of complications from COVID-19. Lamb was a controversial figure during the pandemic, using Deer's platform to promote anti-vaccine rhetoric and alternative treatments. His death shocked viewers and sparked new debates about the network's stance on public health issues. With Marcus Lamb's death, the future of Daystar was thrown into chaos. Jonathan Lamb took on a bigger leadership role, with the help of Marcus's children. Even though Jonathan is a seasoned presenter, Many people wondered if the Lamb family could keep the network's success going without Marcus's strong presence. After Marcus Lamb's death, reports of internal strife and exodus began to spread. Emerge insiders said that disagreements over the network's direction had caused problems within the Lamb family. Reports of resignations and staff turnover among senior staff added to the idea that Daystar was having trouble with its leadership. These problems happened at the same time that viewership was dropping as younger people switched to digital platforms for streaming services that offer spiritual information. YouTube channels and social media ministries have become very popular very quickly, making it hard for traditional broadcasters like Daystar to stay relevant. Financial transparency and a growing desire for accountability. One of the main complaints about Daystar is that it doesn't have enough money. Like many religious groups, the network is a nonprofit, which means it doesn't have to follow certain disclosure rules. However, watchdog groups have long called for more responsibility, especially when it comes to the network's sources of income and spending. Daystar's reliance on viewer gifts along with accusations of lavish spending have brought up moral concerns. Many people are asking if the network puts its mission ahead of making money, as shown by its high-profile purchases of luxury homes and the controversial private jet. A change in how people see things. This may be the scariest sign that things are going badly for Daystar. People who saw it feeling let down. Many viewers are upset with how the network has handled controversies and how it seems to have strayed from its original mission. Disappointed fans' comments on social media are full of people who feel betrayed by the network's actions, and some have turned to other Christian roasters or local churches for help. Spiritual advice, which could mean the loss of Daystar's once loyal audience, is one example of the problems that Christian broadcasting faces in a wider sense. The problems Daystar is having are typical of bigger problems the Christian broadcasting industry is having as a whole. As cultural views change and technology advances, traditional faith-based networks need to change to stay relevant with the rise of on-demand streaming. Services have completely changed how people consume media, including religious material. For example, younger generations are less likely to watch traditional TV and more likely to listen to podcasts for spiritual inspiration. Social media and venues for interaction. Can Daystar rebound despite the problems it is facing right now? It's not over for Daystar, yet the network still has a Daystar has a large global audience and a dedicated core audience. Its leadership has also shown that it can handle hardships. In order to restore its reputation and protect its future, several steps must be taken. 1. Put an emphasis on financial openness. Addressing public worries about spending and resource allocation in a direct way could help rebuild trust. And 2. Adapt to digital trends. Putting money into online platforms and new material could bring in younger viewers and help the network reach more people. 3. State core values. Again, going back to the network's original goal of spreading the gospel might help to win back viewers' loyalty. To improve leadership, settling internal disagreements, and putting on a united front might boost trust in Daystars. Conclusion for management: the star that needs to shine again. The history of Daystar TV network is one of great success, huge problems, and the enduring power of faith. The network's future is uncertain, but its effect on Christian television is undeniable. If Daystar can weather its current storm and come out stronger, depend on how ready it is to face hard facts. Accept change and recommit to its purpose for the millions of people who watch it. There is still hope that this once bright star will shine brightly again.